Whipped cream is an enigma.
I remember the three of us looking at each other going, holy shit, who is this girl?
She's making pure art. And I think that is one of the things that stands out most about her.
My name's Juan Flesher. I worked on 3 songs on Who is Whipped Cream, and working with Caroline has been nothing but a pure joy.
Now that I've sat in with so many different producers and watched how they make music, we all have our own ways.
Part of the reason I think we worked so well together was that she had her vision, but she allowed me to experiment sonically.
Can I get one of all of the ad-libs?
Cool.
Separate?
Alright, yeah.
And then one of just straight a cappella, no ad-libs.
Usually when I bring an artist in the room, I do feel like, I want the artist to come in and do their thing. That's why I want them on the record. I'm definitely very much a director of every single Whipped Cream song. It is kind of how I like to work. However, I do trust the artists that I'm working with.
Our first session together is actually when we recorded Dumb Shit with Josiah in the middle of his ad-libs takes in the end, and you can hear this in the record, but he actually fought himself, and we were none the wiser. I was just recording and, heard a real crazy racket going on coming from the microphone. I look in the booth, and Caroline looks in the booth, and Josiah's in there like a fish out of water, and he gets back up and he's like, cool, let me run that 2 more times so it sounds like I'm really fighting myself.
Yo, he said, don't break the chair. We come in. What'd you do?
I think women bring a lot to the table. The females that I have worked with, I feel like we connect just simply as I walk into the room and meet them, or if it's the first time, right away. Because there's like an unsaid connection between me and another woman.
I remember the first time we met, we linked up for the So Thick track, and I wasn't feeling very well, so I was like, let me just write some lyrics and we can come back and cut it another day. And when I finished, she was like, so you ready to hop in the booth? And I was like, yeah. Actually, she's very motivating, and she knows what she wants, and she's really good with input. She actually got in the booth, so she can really do it all.
The first time that Caroline and I spoke on the phone, I knew we were creatively compatible. I loved working with Caroline. She was obviously super easy to work with. And we had this one scene where she had to get on the back of a dirt bike that was skidding across the ground, and it was so scary. Like, I never would have been able to do it. And I knew Caroline was scared, but it didn't matter. She was just down to get the shot. And so even though we had to do that 8 or 9 times, she still stared straight into the camera and we got the shot, and it's freaking magical.
So it was like one of the first female producers ever to be signed on Big Beat, Atlantic ever. And I kept that to myself. When I signed my deal, I didn't tell anybody. Simply because I just didn't want that to change anyone's opinions on me.
Upon meeting her for the first time, I really was inspired by her just determination and drive. And we sat in that meeting and talked about all the festivals and she wanted to play, the things she wanted to do in her career, and just a few short years later, we've already done so many of those things together. I think she went from playing 1 or 2 festivals to playing 26 in the course of a year.
It's really interesting because with COVID, I feel like a lot of the true, real artists are going to start shining through. And I feel like the last few years, the music's been great, but has it been true and real? And I think that will always remain. Music is also a huge business. And I think a lot of people are waking up. And I think in return, the artists are, even without touring, they're making real fucking music. And music is a universal language. You can get through to anyone. And I've already heard some of the best songs and music of my life during this period, just through, the certain months that we've had to be stuck at home. I think the future of music is going to be beautiful and great. I really, really do.